Hey guys, this is Launch Speed here. We're doing a quick, or not quick, it's a shorter episode than usual. It's a little bit extra. We're gonna be away next week, so we wanted to put a little more content out there for you guys while we're away. We're going over the craziest stories we could find, or the most interesting stories we could find this week. If it goes well, we'll keep doing this. If it doesn't go well, we'll probably keep doing it until we beat it to death.
I am Brendan, by the way, and the other guy is Zach.
What? No, stop. We don't need to introduce ourselves.
Okay. Reach out to us at launchspeedpodcast@gmail.com and give us any crazy news or story suggestions if you have any.
Enjoy the show.
There's multiple shapes and sizes. To decide that a real fat guy is just a bear and it's hitting an animal.
Well, it's not going to hit a bear.
Well, yeah, I know that. It will determine the
Launch speed?
Stop! I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put my words together. You're rushing me.
Am I helping?
No, not at all. No one else can see my hands.
Welcome to Launch Speed.
So, are you ready to hear this news? The title gives it away immediately, sadly, but...
Oh, shit. I forgot to look at titles.
Oh, you didn't look... whatever.
Whatever.
So, statue vandal seems to have mistaken World War II hero for Confederate General Robert E. Lee.
Can you say that again?
Statue vandals seem to have mistaken World War II hero for Confederate General Robert E. Lee.
Oh, my God.
So, these vandals in North Carolina lit this statue on fire, or like they marred it with, they like set some fire on it. And so it's U.S. Army Major General William C. Lee. He commanded the 101st Airborne Division Screaming Eagles during World War II, and it was doused with flammable liquid and set on fire.
Oh, my God.
And they're pretty sure, since North Carolina was where that site of that whole protest was, where it was like Antifa versus...
Oh, that was actually Charlotte or Charlottesville, Virginia.
Okay, but I think it's near in the same area and the same reason. But they confused it for Robert E. Lee, who was the Confederate general.
And so they defaced the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's just like, if you're gonna be stupid, at least be smart, kind of stupid. Like, do it the right.
I mean, I imagine you could probably tell from the statue that he's not wearing like Civil War era clothing, right?
No, and I don't even think... I think there's a modern day rifle with it. Maybe, hold on, I don't even know what the statue looks like off the top of my head. Nope. It's a guy standing there in general, like, modern day clothing, or modern war clothing.
Okay. Wow.
It's painful.
That is pretty stupid. That's pretty stupid.
I really wish I could sit these dumbasses down and be like, listen, guys, there are these little plaques under statues that say who they are. All you had to do was read. They probably got in a little conference like, you know that Lee statue down the road? Yeah, let's burn it. Yeah, let's do that. And then they got down there, no idea it's the wrong Lee.
What did they douse it with?
They said flammable liquid, I assume gasoline.
Okay.
Since it's the most readily available one. It's just painful, though. How whatever.
Stupid do you have to be?
Defacing statues, in my opinion, just isn't cool.
No. Especially, I mean...
War monuments, especially.
Yeah.
I get like, if like you're in a third world country and you like toppled a dictatorship, that's cool.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Tear his statues down.
Right.
But we're celebrating, people's accomplishments and being heroic, regardless whether... I mean, I'm not going to say my opinions on the Confederates versus the North, but know your damn history, kids. For the love of God, just know your history.
Yeah. So, on the topic of World War II, in Germany this past week, a court ruled that a dog owner isn't able to have a firearms license after his dog shot him with his rifle. So this incident in 2016, the man, he's a hunter. He had a loaded rifle lying in his car. He also had his dog in the car. Somehow the dog was able to pull the trigger and end up shooting the guy in the arm. And the German court ruled that this idiot is no longer allowed to have firearms and is no longer allowed to hunt because clearly he's a moron.
Yes. I'm glad he got shot rather than his dog.
Yeah. And I'm also kind of glad it wasn't fatal because it would be a little bit sad if it was fatal, but
I mean,
what a moron. Like, how do you shouldn't have one in the chamber, right?
Gun safety 101.
You shouldn't have one in the chamber. If you have one in the chamber, the safety should be on. If the safety's not on, it should be in the trunk or anywhere else. I mean, there's just so many things.
The only time you should have a round in the chamber and the safety off is when you are aimed at something to shoot it.
Yes.
That's it. There's no other time it's appropriate to have a round in the chamber
and the safety off.
And the safety off. Because I know there's some people who keep loaded weapons with a round in the chamber with safety on and like a gun safe.
Right.
Because you just want to pull the weapon out. You don't have to rack it.
Right.
What? That's totally different. I'm glad he suffers though.
I'm glad he's no longer allowed to have a gun.
He needs to live with his stupidity.
Yeah. that guy definitely shouldn't be allowed to own a gun.
How do you even report that?
I've been shot. I mean, what would have been a better story if he had said, I had the rifle loaded, I was out hunting, it fell on the ground, went off and hit me in the arm. That seems much less irresponsible than your dog shooting you.
I hope he's like in the grocery store lot and he's like getting into his car and it just bang and he just falls out.
Ah! I wonder if he still has the dog. Would you be able to forgive the dog for accidentally shooting you?
I don't know.
I think I probably would. But I have a soft spot for dogs.
I mean, I'm not ever stupid enough to be in a situation where an animal could shoot me.
It's pretty rare. I'd say very, very few people are.
I think it's
probably happened a handful of times in the course of human history.
I would, yeah. I don't think I'd hold it against the dog if that happened because it's still my own damn fault.
Wouldn't be happy about it though.
No. I wonder if that dog is terrified of all things.
I bet he hates fireworks even more now. I would put money on that.
Yeah. Dogs already aren't a big fan of fireworks.
Right.
Oh, shit. Next story. Holy fuck, Zach. Just sit here holding your beer like an a-hole.
Do you want me to go again? Since I have more?
Sure.
So this next story is actually, it's a little old. But in October of 2018, John Waddell, I believe it's Waddell or Waddell. I would pronounce it Waddell if I was him. I wouldn't pronounce it Waddle. He's 60 years old. He went searching for gold in Arizona. 60 years old. Not 16. 6-0. Okay?
Some have childhood dreams that just can't let go.
Okay. So he decided to go down a mine shaft. And his carabiner broke. On Monday. This is Monday. His carabiner broke. He fell 50 feet down the mine shaft. And broke both his legs.
I'm surprised.
Right. There were at least 3 rattlesnakes down there that he said that he had to kill with, I'm assuming, pretty much his bare hands, so that he wouldn't die down there.
Fair enough.
And but before he went out, he told a friend, if I'm not back in 2 days, come looking for me. So on Monday, he fell down in the mine shaft and broke both his legs. And on Wednesday, his friend showed up and got him out. And he was looking for gold. And this was descending into the mine. So,
he didn't even get to look.
He didn't even, well, besides, where he was sitting, but holy shit.
Did he at least crawl around, like, make it worth his time?
I don't know. I guess it depends on what part of his legs he broke.
It's true.
If he broke his femur.
There ain't no crawling.
No. And you could die that way.
Yes.
Puncture an artery.
High chance of bleeding out.
What an idiot, though. I mean, why would anyone think that there would be gold down a mine shaft that's already been mined out? If there was gold down there, I'm pretty damn sure they would have seen it and taken it, right?
I would hope so. Maybe it's like he's hoping to, get just dust. I'm sure there's plenty of gold residual.
I don't actually know if it was a gold mining shaft or if they were mining for something else. But
Okay.
Because if it was a gold mining shaft, then it might make a little more sense. But from what it sounded like, it was just a mine shaft. He was like, maybe there's gold down here.
I totally understand if he wanted to go, find gold in Arizona and he was panning. That makes total sense to me. Using runoff from mountains to find gold. Totally understandable, plausible. Even at 60 years old, you're not going to make enough money, but it'll at least be fun.
Okay, yeah. Be an adventure, yeah.
But being 60 years old and be like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go alone into this old mine shaft with a plastic carabiner that I bought from Walmart yesterday.
I bet it was one of those ones that you put on your keys.
And it says,
It
please.
says, not a carabiner, do
Yeah.
not use for climbing. I mean, those things are incredibly hard to break. They're incredibly strong. He had to have been using not the right equipment.
Yes. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Like 2 broken legs. No, I have no sympathy for this individual.
I can't say I blame you.
All right. My next story, which I have lost. All right. Texas mom claims teacher gave her son Dumb and Dumber style haircut. This made national news.
Hold on, the teacher gave the kid a haircut?
Yes.
All right, that's confusing.
And
but
the mom compared it to Dumb and Dumber style.
And this made national news?
Yes.
Holy shit.
So the school has a code that says that if a kid, hair or clothing doesn't meet policy, they get a chance to change it. And if they refuse the chance, they can either have in-school suspension or out-of-school suspension or something. Obviously some consequences.
Wait a minute, if you don't get a haircut, you get a vacation?
Pretty much.
Hold up.
So, but the woman's complaint is that she wasn't asked if this was okay before giving her son a haircut, and he just took a pair of scissors and chopped the kid's hair off.
Wow.
Which I get is, I think my parents would be upset if a teacher gave me a shitty haircut at school one day, but they'd also take me that day to get a new haircut that looked good, and that'd be the end of it.
Right.
I don't think they'd call national news and make a huge stink about it. It's a haircut, for God's sake.
Man, anything will piss people off nowadays.
Yeah, and the kid said that his friends made fun of him. And I was like, you're damn right your friends made fun of you. Like, that's what they're supposed to do. They're
Right.
supposed to pick on you when you do something stupid.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he just go get a haircut?
I don't...
Before this happened, if he knew the rules. Also, is this like a military school or something? Probably not. It's probably some sort of private school,
It's
I guess.
definitely a private school, because
Yeah.
no public school
Right.
would ever let
Nope.
that happen.
Nope.
The principal, I think, took the kid to get another haircut. Not even the parents.
Well, good for the principal. These people strike me as people who just want attention.
Oh, yeah. They're
100%
only want attention.
Come on. It's a haircut.
All he did was cut his bangs, too. That's all he did was cut his bangs. He chopped his bangs off.
I guess it was probably in his eyes, which is...
Yeah.
You know the difference between a bad haircut and a good haircut?
3 weeks.
I was going to say 2 weeks, but sure.
It's a period of time.
A period of time.
Have you ever gotten a real bad haircut? JK, I have seen a picture of you with a really bad haircut.
No, that was actually just lack of getting a haircut.
The bowl cut was natural?
It was not a bowl cut, but yeah, that's how my hair looks when it grows out.
It was definitely a bowl cut.
No, it definitely wasn't.
Dude,
I
looked...
guarantee it.
I don't care what you say. You took a bowl from your kitchen and you told your parents to cut off the remaining.
You, sir, are a liar.
That was probably your worst hair day. Your worst hair ever.
I mean, it was too long. It was too long. I'll give you that.
Yeah. It was a bowl.
It was not a bowl. It just came out that way.
No. I'm not... Your opinion doesn't matter because you're
Yes,
wrong.
it does.
No, you're just wrong.
All right. Moving on. This one's really short. The two people working at a Walmart in Vermont, I guess, started dating and, as you might say, fell in love. And this past week, they got married in the Walmart. This also made national news.
They got married in Walmart.
In Walmart. At the Walmart that they both work. During working hours. At Walmart.
Dude, love knows no bounds. And apparently no limits.
They said they were going to go to the courthouse, and then the manager said, "Why don't you just get married here at the store?" And they said, "Sure."
That's a brilliant idea. Why don't we get married at this Walmart?
I mean, at least go to the courthouse is a little bit, like, somewhat romantic, right? It's like doing it real quick during a lunch break, almost eloping.
But no, you don't even have to take work off. You get paid for your wedding. I bet.
Unfortunately, I don't think they were wearing Walmart uniforms.
So they weren't allowed to get paid. What if they got married in their vests?
Oh, that would be so disgusting.
There is trash in the world, and then there are people who get married at Walmart. That is a trash move.
Top tier garbage, people.
Did they get married in like a certain section? You don't know this, do you? I bet they got married in the discount section. I guarantee it.
Another short one. There was a guy in Pennsylvania who, he was living in Florida, but he was depressed for some reason or another, and he found a baby alligator, and he was like, this is cool. And he got to the point of attachment with the alligator that he said he felt better when the alligator was around. So he's since moved to Pennsylvania and just recently got a doctor's note approving him to have this alligator as an emotional support alligator. So this dude's just taking an alligator around places.
Dude, the emotional support animals are getting out of control.
I mean, it's literally a dinosaur. He even acknowledges, he's like, it could definitely kill me, tear my arms off.
It could tear someone else's arms off.
And it's not even that big. Okay, it's 5 feet long, but the tails are pretty skinny,
Yeah.
So it's not like a full-grown alligator right now, but it will be.
In Pennsylvania?
This is in Pennsylvania.
And he's got an emotional support alligator.
Yerp. He also has another alligator. That one's not emotionally supportive. That one's just kind of a dick.
He gets home and it just insults him. You left the
You
food on
suck, Fred.
You left the food on the counter again, asshole. So I ate it. And the dog next door, I ate it.
I mean, what kind of a moron wants an alligator as a pet?
Who wants 2 alligators as a pet? You shouldn't even throw that detail in, man. I already wrote this guy off for 1. 2 is just excessive.
Even stupider than you thought. That's it.
I would just love going into a coffee shop, sitting down, getting a nice... I don't drink coffee, but I'm picturing this in my head.
Okay.
Having a nice cup of coffee, and then sitting down and getting my ankles bit off by a 10,000-year-old dinosaur.
I'd say that's a bad day.
You know how when people are like, "Oh, he's he won't bite," like when their dog runs up to you, or
right.
like, they always try to reassure you that this dog's not going to kill you. I get that, but what if your alligator runs up to somebody? You're like, it's not going to kill you. Like, oh yes, it will.
It might not bite.
This thing attaches to me, and it's going to death roll me to submission, which is also my death.
Luckily, it's a juvenile alligator.
Oh, so it doesn't count if you choke it for 10 minutes.
Only 10 minutes. And I also read that he even takes it around to introduce it to other people, like at for events, like emotional support things. You know how in like college they will bring puppies for you to play with during finals week?
Yeah.
This guy kind of does something similar with this fucking dinosaur.
I don't trust people who have reptiles as pets, man.
No. Nope.
But first off, they smell to high heaven.
Yeah.
All reptiles stink.
Is alligator worse than a snake?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, that was obvious.
What?
The answer is definitely yes.
Is an alligator worse than a tiger?
Nope. Yes. Sorry, it is worse. Yeah, I'd rather have a tiger.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's not going to maim me. It's just going to kill me. You know?
this tiger's turns on me, I'm dead. If an alligator turns on me, I'm losing a couple limbs.
This reminds me of a story where this lady had a giant snake, maybe a boa constrictor, and it wasn't eating for a while. And she said it was being really affectionate and really like cuddly and like just hanging out around her all the time, laying on top of her and stuff. So she took it to the vet and she's like, why isn't it eating? And the vet said, well, it was preparing to eat you. It was starving, or it was fasting and trying to figure out how it was going to fit you in its mouth. This is a true story.
No, I mean, if you have a snake as a pet, you're a snake yourself. I'm sorry. I get that you think they're cool. I think they're cool as well. In small doses, that I can see them at like is it a museum? You see, not a zoo. Zoo, I guess. Yeah.
Sure. Not a zoo that I would want to take any young children to.
No. That's cool. Go see snakes. Maybe hold one if you're down for that. But that's about it. You don't take it home, name it Bob, take pictures with it, and have it eat you for breakfast. Moving on.
So on February 8th, 2 attackers in clown masks attempted to rob a married couple whose names are Aretha Cardinal and Joseph Nelson in Texas. So one of the guys placed a machete to Joseph's throat, and while he struggled with the guy holding the machete to his throat, the wife grabbed a scooter, probably a Razor scooter, and hit the other guy. He just hit the other guy with the scooter. Hopefully, I really hope she hit him in the shins, because you know how bad that is.
Yeah, that's a fatality right there.
But she hit him, and I guess they spooked, because then they ran off. Okay, they have a machete, she's got a scooter,
I mean,
and she chases them off. And so they get in the car, and she smashes their car window with the scooter. And later they get arrested.
Badass woman, man. But they also did. They brought a machete to a razor fight. Like, I don't care if that's arguably better than a shotgun. You bring a razor scooter, you know some shins are getting cracked, and you are probably not walking away.
Probably not. They did run away though, so.
Yeah, but
she probably hit him in the head, to be fair.
I just like that was the weapon of choice for her.
Grabbed what was available. Worst robbers ever. Except for this would-be robber in my next story.
Oh, nice. Another robber story.
In January, on the 30th, a woman not wearing a mask but concealing her face walked into a bank in Fall River, Massachusetts. She approached a teller and said, "Give me a minute," and wrote a note on a piece of paper. Then she hesitated and ripped up the note and threw it away in the trash can and walked out. So employees were like, what the hell is that? So they went and got the note out of the trash can because they were so curious and I guess had nothing to do. And they reassembled the note, and the note said, "Give me the money."
Did she get arrested for this?
I don't know if she got arrested.
I don't think so.
They're still trying to find out who it was because her face was concealed.
That's the most chicken shit I've ever heard.
It's also the worst robbery plan ever, besides bringing a machete to a razor fight.
Yeah, but hold on a second. I need a moment. Write it down. You know what? This is a shitty idea.
I mean, what leverage would she... maybe she was holding a gun or something, but...
Not even. I think banks are operated to just, if someone says, like, give me the money, I think if the like security officer doesn't take care of them, I think they just give them the money. And
I think they give them the money in a die pack.
Or marked... I think it's marked bills.
That would make sense.
Because I think the die packs are kind of obvious now and they're well known.
Probably, yeah. But, I mean, what an idiot. What?
They're
idiot.
I stand by my statement that there are no smart criminals. They're just successful ones.
Okay.
Because if you were smart, you wouldn't need to be a criminal.
Some people are vindictive in nature.
True. But I still don't count them as smart.
Well, you could be. So
I'm not talking about intellectually. Like your IQ might be high.
okay.
There are some people we grew up with that are incredibly book smart, but are also incredibly stupid.
Many people that fit that category.
I want to. I wish I was there, or I could see video of that woman just balking. Like that's advancing the runners to first. That's 100% a balk.
All right, I have one more. If you want me to get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So this story, it's a little heavier, but it's still kind of funny. So I don't know when exactly the incident happened, but I think it was February 15th. 32-year-old Jeremy Wyatt got into an argument with his mother about Cheez-Its, right? And this argument, I guess, escalated a little bit because later that evening, he locked his mother and somebody else in the house, poured gasoline on the front door, and lit it on fire.
Did they live?
They lived.
Okay. Whew.
But
Over Cheez-Its?
over Cheez-Its.
Man.
His 61-year-old mother had to climb out of the second-story window. And there was minor damage to the house. But it still doesn't erase the fact that this dude got upset about Cheez-Its and lit his mom's house on fire. 32 years old. Not 3, not 6.
I actually
32 years
missed the
old.
age. I was picturing a 16-year-old boy right now.
32 years old. Lit his mom's house on fire because of Cheez-Its.
Like I said, an ass whooping goes a long way. Cheez-It. Man, I could see if it was whales. Like that's reason to burn someone's house down if they don't get you whales. Did you ever eat whales?
No.
Dude.
Maybe. Aren't those just goldfish?
Yeah, but they're whales and they're better
Oh,
in every single way.
because of the shape.
Because
Do you prefer the dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets?
I actually don't like chicken nuggets. That's an irrelevant question.
Do you prefer the dinosaur-shaped chicken tenders?
Ooh, yes.
I don't think they make those because theoretically chicken tenders are real chicken. But regardless, yeah. So nobody got hurt, but set a house on fire because of Cheez-Its. So just remember that the next time that you have a dispute with someone, you just set their house on fire.
Yeah, I mean that's totally reasonable.
It's absolutely a reasonable response to the situation.
I mean, food is life or death, man. In this case,
Literally.
quite honestly, it's life or death. That wasn't terribly heavy. If someone had died, it would have been a lot heavier.
Okay.
All
What do you got? What do you got for me?
But I got. So this is probably a little bit more political than we would have liked, but I thought it was worth bringing up because an ISIS bride's family is suing Trump for denying her entry back into the U.S. Did you hear about this?
I have not heard about this.
So, in 2014, she left Alabama, traveled to Syria, and joined ISIS, and she's married three different supporters of ISIS in this time frame from then to
Married
now.
and divorced? 2 of them?
Married or they blew up. I don't know. But she was also she did promotions for him with propaganda and whatnot under not an anonymous Twitter name, but under a pseudonym. And now she's trying to she wants to become a U.S. citizen again, come back into the country, and the national security is like, no, you can't come back. You're not a U.S. citizen anymore. You're done. And they're now suing over it. And I just thought it was hilarious that, like, what makes you think that's okay? Like, once you go ISIS, you really never go back. You can't be a supporter of killing thousands of people who don't follow your religion and then be like, you know what? I was wrong. Forgive me. No, there's no forgiveness from here.
Was she even admitting that she was wrong, or she just wanted to come back to the U.S.?
No, she admitted that she'll take any criminal trials that come against her that the Justice Department finds necessary, but the Trump administration's just like, no, you're good. You stay in Syria. You stay out of the U.S. Which is 100% reasonable in my opinion.
Absolutely. She's literally a terrorist.
Yeah. I just think that, like, the Sioux culture is really gotten out of hand.
Oh, it's so out of hand. So out of hand.
You know, I get suing people for certain things that, like, they should pay for.
Right.
But just because they're not letting a terrorist back in the country, that's not a suable reason. That's not a reasonable reason to sue. Just wanted to put that out there. I wanted your take on it as well.
What a moron. That's so absurd.
I hope that's the only article I ever see on this subject, and it doesn't make any traction whatsoever. Oh my God. The stupidity of people.
It's unhinged.
Yeah, so what their argument is, though, she's a birthright citizen. She was born in the U.S.
Denounced that when she joined ISIS.
I believe so. I think that kind of null and voids it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I do want to know why she's married 3 times, though. I really do.
Me too.
I
Especially because I don't think that the Muslim culture believes in divorce. Especially ISIS, I think, is pretty radically religious, so they wouldn't. I doubt they would allow it. So I'm thinking they probably got blown up.
Or it's, just an abrupt ending.
Brutal.
All right. Have you watched anything on Netflix recently?
Yes.
Have you watched the documentary Abducted in Plain Sight?
Casey did. I did not.
So do you know about it then?
I know very, very little bit about it.
So this gentleman, actually, that's not a fair statement. This creep, this absolute scum of the earth, groomed and raped a 12-year-old with her family's knowledge.
With their knowledge?
With their knowledge and basic permission.
What?
You ready to hear more about this?
Ooh, I don't know, man.
This makes me so ungodly mad. So, starts off with he moves into the area, and he's just recently been found guilty of, I want to say it had to do with other children in a different area, and he served a small time in jail, and then he moved. And he told the family that part of his therapy was sleeping with their 12-year-old daughter 3 nights a week. And they said, oh, it's for his therapy, so they let it happen.
Are they morons? Are these the stupidest people on the face of the planet?
Yes. I would never be in their situation, and I can't completely understand it, but just the lack of knowledge, or I don't even know, lack of awareness.
Common sense, or
so
literally anything.
So this guy basically played the entire family. He had an affair with the mother, and that's how he kind of got a hold of the family at first. And I think that's how the whole thing started with the 12-year-old girl. And then he just took her one day, locked her in his basement or something, and then he had convinced her that she had been abducted by aliens, and the only way to save her family and herself was to have a child before the age of 16 with this guy.
Holy shit.
And he just took her, and they knew who had taken her. And they were like going to church, and they were basically not making a fuss of it. They were just letting it go.
It's part of his therapy.
Or whatever. I don't know. I couldn't watch it. I had to read about it because I knew if I'd watched it, I'd lose my mind, because the idea of a child in that kind of situation just enrages me.
It's disgusting.
It gets worse. So,
How?
So he gets in trouble with the FBI, right? The family doesn't want to press charges.
These people are so fucking stupid.
So now we need more details about why they don't want to press charges, right?
Yes.
So, he at one point wants to open a water park, which
A kids only water park?
probably. He opens this water park in another state, I believe, and then he asks the girl to move with him, and the parents at first were like, no. I think she's 14 or 15 at the time, and she wants to move with him, and then she just asked her parents, and they just folded and let her go.
Wow, wait, this is after he abducts her?
This is the second abduction, basically.
Wait, hold on.
He abducted her twice in plain sight.
Okay, so the first time the family didn't press charges, and
I don't think the FBI found out about that first time yet. It's,
okay.
It's after the second time, but the family knew about the first time.
How did they get her back, or is that not?
So they got her back because he's neighbors with him, and his wife knows what he's up to, and the family knows what they're up to. So they call his wife to find out where their child is, just to check up on her, see if everything's okay.
Oh my god. All right, continue.
And this guy plays the entire family. At one point, he gets the father to give him a hand job in a parking lot.
Wow.
He just tells him he needs to get some relief, and the father obliges him.
Wow.
If we're ever sitting in a car and you're like, hey, dude, I need some relief, I was like, you can get your relief and out of this fucking... Like, I will kick you out of this car, boy. That will never happen. I am never letting anything like that ever happen.
That's fair.
I believe this is after the first abduction, though. The first time he takes her away for a long period of time, and they don't know where she is.
Oh my god. Well, they know where she is.
Right. They know she's with him. They don't know where she is actually.
Okay.
They just know who she's with.
Okay. That's oh my. All right. Fuck.
So after the second abduction, obviously the FBI's like, even though the family doesn't want to press charges, the FBI's like, no, dude.
Right.
We're pressing charges here.
Obviously.
He thankfully killed himself.
Oh, thank God.
I'm actually okay with that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting. But this documentary is apparently incredibly detailed about the whole scenario. And I would not recommend it to anybody.
Please tell me the girl doesn't end up getting pregnant.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I didn't read anything about that.
Because that would be the worst thing ever.
Yeah. Here's another kicker, just to get your blood up there a little bit more. When the father found out about the affair between his wife and this creep, he said that was the worst day of his life.
Oh, who cares about the daughter?
Exactly. Who cares?
Dude, that's... What? So they just... I can't tell if these people are stupid or just don't care about their daughter at all.
I think the defense is they didn't know what a pedophile was at the time.
Who doesn't know what a pedophile is?
This was in the 70s or 80s, I believe.
That, I'm pretty sure, is when stranger danger was being a thing.
Well, yeah, because stuff like this was happening.
Yeah. How? Well, who believes that? Oh my God, these people are so stupid.
I want to watch the documentary just to get the full details, but at the same time I can't because apparently they're pretty graphic on the details about what happens to her, and I don't think I can handle that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to watch that.
I know if I have a daughter, I feel sorry for her because the first time I catch her holding hands with a boy, I'm gonna break his fucking arm. I was a boy once, still am, still will always be. I don't trust him.
I'm the same way. I believe you.
I don't trust him at all.
I don't trust him at all.
Nothing good. And besides, like, she might find love, but he'll have a broken arm to start with. What would you do in that situation?
In which situation?
If this guy tells you he needs to sleep with your daughter 3 nights a week,
I would immediately call the police.
So you wouldn't be like, oh, it's for your therapy though?
I think probably not. If I didn't want to call the police though, I would probably bash his head in with the shovel and dig a very shallow grave. I mean, it's really a toss-up.
I just can't believe that they let it happen twice. I guess they didn't really let it happen. Well, not the abductions. I don't think that was they kind of knew what was going on, but at the same time, he didn't like ask him if he could just take her.
The second time she wanted to go.
That's true. They did let her go.
They let her go, I guess, across state lines with someone presumably 3 to 5 times her age.
I think they went from Utah to Wyoming. I think that's where it was.
So
Utah.
cross state lines.
Yeah.
And that is very, very extra illegal. But
Not to mention, I would never let my daughter go with a 40-year-old man anywhere.
nope.
Maybe you. That's like if you're taking her like for ice cream or something. I'll let that slide. That's
I'm not
totally.
gonna do that shit.
Dude, what if I need I need some, R&R.
I'll give you some relief in the car.
No, you won't. Not in your wildest dreams, boy.
Dude, that whole thing, that is disgusting.
It
Blows my mind.
yes.
Blows my mind. It, gosh. Oh, I'm literally lost for words because of how absolutely sickening that is.
I wanted to talk to my dad about it, but I'm afraid I couldn't take it. I think my dad would just blow his top.
Right.
I think he would.
Most people don't want to hear about this kind of stuff.
That's true. And I want to tell him just to not watch it. Like if you're getting the inkling that you want to watch it, don't.
Right. Because that's some heavy shit, man.
Not only that, like I don't think anyone should remember this guy's name ever.
Right. I mean, he isn't one of those criminals. Some criminals and creeps want the fame. I don't think that's what this guy wanted, but at the same time,
I wish his name was forever burned out of the history books.
yeah. Yeah. If you take my Cheez-Its away, maybe I'll burn the history books.
I wish this guy had a pet alligator.
Maybe I would buy a tiger and put it in this guy's house.
But I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah. We don't need people like that in the world.
Nope.
That is absolutely sickening.
Anything fun to end on?
What is fun?
It's gone. It's been ruined. I do want to end on a lighter note because we're talking about people doing stupid things with animals. This conservationist went to a zoo and she climbed in with the cheetahs to make a statement, and the cheetahs ate her. I don't know when that happened. I forget how long ago it was, but I remember reading about it, that she got in there as a statement, because cheetahs shouldn't be locked up. They're not pets, and she proved that quite well.
She certainly made a statement. Maybe not the one she was hoping for.
No, doubtful. Would you ever own an exotic pet?
Not one that could eat me or kill me, besides my dog, who could definitely kill me if he wanted.
What about an exotic bird, like a
Birds are stupid.
condor?
Okay, birds aren't stupid, but they're messy and gross. And
What about a condor?
how would I keep that? Those things are gigantic. Are those the biggest birds?
Yes,
Okay.
they I believe they have the largest wingspan.
So, do you know how big it is?
No, I think it's 8 feet or so.
Okay. I know that golden eagles, which are not the biggest bird but are pretty close, can pick up deer and eat baby deer. Like they'll pick up a baby deer and just take it, eat it.
There's a lot of videos about like golden eagles picking up animals. What they do is they just drop them and kill them.
That's kind of nice of them. That's
They-
better than pecking out their eyeballs.
Yeah, they pick it up and drop it off a ledge. Because aren't golden eagles mountain birds?
That would make sense, because they're so big.
Yeah.
All big things live in the mountains.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, that's what Bigfoot is, man.
Oh, right.
On February 22nd, somebody was in a golf tournament in Florida, and she had a bad tee off on hole 2, and so it was going towards the water, and on its way to the water, an alligator ate it. She said she was thankful because she was able to avoid a penalty.
Oh, that doesn't count as a penalty for her?
Well, who's to say it wasn't going to go all the way in the water? It got eaten on the way there, so...
I mean, that should count as I think moving hazards are different than a water hazard.
I don't
Any
know.
thoughts?
I don't know the specifics, but I guess the tournament at the very least ruled that it was okay for her to re-hit or whatever they ruled. She didn't win the tournament, so it didn't really make a difference. But
Tell me your second shot was better. Actually, tell me it made it to the water that time.
second one was also eaten out.
They thought she was paying the alligator. 2 best pets to own, 2 worst pets to own.
Okay. Best dog. Second best lemur. Worst alligator and crocodile.
Is that 1 and 2 there?
1 and 2.
Mine is snakes. All reptiles are the worst pet to own.
Okay, I thought you were saying best.
And then ferrets are right there with it.
Ooh, ferrets are gross.
They're go along with the same lines of terribly smelling,
Yeah,
and they're also not good pets.
they're weasels.
Yeah, all weasels stink. It's
Mhm.
part of the musk, I believe.
They're also very weaselly.
And then best pet, cat. Sorry, that's who I am.
Would you say you're a cat person?
Yes.
If you pray hard enough, you can change. That's one of the best lines from The Office.
And then second best is dog. Obviously,
Okay.
I'll give it to him.
That was easy. That was pretty easy.
Yeah.
I was also kidding about lemur.
I wanted to know more about that one. I was gonna ask you, what the hell are you saying lemur there?
I mean, lemurs are cool. They're like tiny little monkeys. Ooh, you know the monkeys that are in India that people train to go steal other people's watches?
Yes.
I'd have one of those. That'd be pretty cool. Like the little monkey from Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yeah, but
except for not undead. I don't want an undead monkey.
what if he just steals your wallet all the time?
Well, where's he gonna put it? Somewhere else in the house?
I lose
I mean,
my.
you have to train them to do that. They don't just gravitate towards money things and steal them.
That's what you like to think. They say they trained him, but really these monkeys are just thieves.
It's possible. They're probably wild monkeys all over the place, just with giant nests full of cash. They're like dragons. They just like to sleep on the money.
Just lots of Rolexes,
Oh yeah.
especially
yeah.
the fake ones. They're the shiniest. So you'd never own a bird?
I don't know. I wouldn't want a bird. Birds are gross and they're kind of stupid. I mean, they're actually more intelligent than you think that they would, but it's a pointless animal, I'd say.
Didn't you have an iguana for the longest time?
My brother had an iguana.
That's what it was. I knew you had a damn iguana in that house.
That poor thing. It got out one time and somebody slammed its tail in the door. Lost most of its tail. Kept on trucking until I think it ran away and got eaten by a cat or something.
I just remember it being way larger than I expected.
It wasn't that big.
Still big lizard.
Not really.
Yes, it is.
It was like 3 pounds. It was a tiny iguana. It wasn't one of those giant ones.
It's the largest lizard I've seen.
Hold up your hands and tell me how big you think it was. Okay, that long and how wide around? Nope.
Smaller?
It was like that, dude.
No, it wasn't.
It was a tiny iguana. It was not big.
Maybe it's not your iguana I'm thinking of.
It
Then.
wasn't mine.
I knew you had a
definitely wasn't
reptile,
mine.
though.
It was an iguana. But, whatever.
Once again, reptiles suck as pets.
Absolutely. And on that note, we're going to end this. Thank you guys for listening. You're listening to Launch Speed Unhinged Stories. Please reach out to us at launchspeedpodcast@gmail.com and give us some more ridiculous news stories. Current events or not even current events, possibly something history that happened in the past, like history usually does.
Glad you clarified that for everyone.
And just let us know what you think. Leave us a 5-star rating on your podcast app. Recommend us to your friends. And thanks again for listening.
That's fun. Good episode.
It was a good episode.